Hi again. This is David Bonfilio, and we're glad that you've joined us for this edition of Ask a Fractional Q&A. We've got a special guest today. We also have a special guest host today. Um, Usually we have Corey and Jillian joining me as the threesome of the Ask a Fractional crew. Today we have one of Jillian's star people who works with her at ResolveWorks, and that's Brett Benson. Brett is the CFO and the director of client services for ResolveWorks, and so we're happy to have Brett here. But our guest today is Jessica Kelley. Jessica is an experienced, longtime CFO and is currently taking her talents to the fractional world as a fractional CMO. And we are happy to have Jessica here with us, and we're going to learn about what she's doing in the marketing space and do a little Q&A among the three of us. And so I want to welcome Jessica to our podcast. And Jessica, I'd love for you to maybe introduce yourself and give us a little bit of a sense of your background and what you're currently working on.
Thank you, Dave. Thank you for having me and Brett as my co-host. I am Jessica Kelley, and I'm the CEO of HPZ Marketing, a fractional marketing company and certified women's business enterprise. And my tagline is accountable marketing, no BS. I serve small businesses that don't have in-house executive marketing leadership, but still should have access to tools and resources just like big companies. I help them get their marketing house in order. And I care deeply about marketing that works, because marketing is paramount to the success of any business, whether it's big or small. And I've had the privilege of seeing marketing help change lives. I named my company after my beloved grandfather. HPZ stands for his initials, Horace Page Ziegler. Grandpa HPZ was my biggest supporter, and he would have been tickled to see me start my own business. And starting my own company allows me to help not just one company, but many companies. Every day, I help businesses thrive and grow.
Brett, do you want to start us off?
So you took a established career and made a big decision to leave that and start a fractional CMO business. That comes along with a lot of emotional elements and some major decision-making crossroads in order to make that decision. Wondering if you can just take us down that path a little bit and what led you to that decision.
Yes, I took a leap of faith, and I quit without a job. Everybody does that now, but why do that? And I looked inside, where do I want to take my skills? What do I want to do? And it's helping small businesses succeed and leveraging my expertise, because marketing is such a complex, challenging problem to solve. And there's so many businesses that don't know what to do, and helping not just one, but multiple really gave me joy to be able to do that.
Hey, Jessica, I know in the sales side, when people come to me for fractional sales help, they typically have probably somewhat higher expectations than is reasonable. And I'm wondering how you manage clients' expectation when they come to you for marketing help. I'm talking about, the small and medium-sized businesses who are trying, with some reasonable resources behind it to grow their business. What's how do you manage those expectations and try to keep them in the world of the reasonable?
That is a great question. And I start out that conversation and level set it immediately when I'm in the prospect phase. I am not the magic bullet for you. Marketing and sales and driving growth takes hard work. I will never guarantee leads. We are a partner in working on that. Excuse me. We're a partner working on that together. And I position it like, just think about me as a W-2 employee, right? I have a job to do. We will set a plan and we will accomplish that, but we may need to hire other resources to accomplish that.
Okay, so hypothetical, I'm a seasoned executive, successful company, and I'm considering some alternative approaches. Among them, going to a fractional marketing chief. But I've got some hesitations. What's the pitch? What do you approach these guys with to prove your value and prove that the system can work?
That's a fantastic question. And I'm fortunate that a lot of my clients come from referral. So they know me a little bit already, but even if they don't know me, it's okay, if I'm going to spend money on you, what am I going to get? And establishing that trust factor is so critical. That's why I'm very detailed on here's what you can expect working with me. We will set goals. We will have touch points to ensure I prove that value. And I set my contracts month to month because it may not work. It may not be a good fit on both sides. And I don't want them feel like they're stuck in a long-term contract. Very clear on here's what we're going to do on month one, right? Here's what we're going to do on month two and month three. I'm also very clear that marketing is an investment and it takes time. But the value of what I offer on a strategy and execution, being able to prove really good early wins is critical.
So you mentioned the word referral there, and when I talk to people venturing out into the fractional space, there's a lot of fear and a lot of difficulty in getting the first client, right? Once you get in the door, referrals are super powerful that you have proven. So can you tell us about your first client? How'd you get the first one?
That is a fantastic question, and everybody is scared to get that first client. And I was fortunate, two people very close to me, and you may know them, John Arms and Jason Voyevich. They helped me get my first client. And of course, you're like a little puppy dog. You want to do so much, and you look back and say, "Wow, I made a minimum wage on that one," and that's okay because you got the first one under your belt, and you know what you're doing, and you know what you want to do moving forward. Did that answer your question? And the other piece I want to emphasize is everybody's scared to take that first job, but don't just take it to get the money. Make sure that it's something that you can do and that you want to do.
Yeah, such a good thought. By the way, Jessica, John Arms was the guy that helped me get my first client too. So with you on that one. So let's talk. I mean, I'm the fractional VP sales. Can we talk a little bit about this, ongoing relationship between marketing and sales? Um, you know, I guess, typically the conversation is one around how do we make that a better relationship. What's been your experience as a fractional marketer to connect with and work with the sales side of the businesses that are your clients?
I'm fortunate that that has been in my DNA to make sure you must have a strong relationship with sales and marketing. The lights are on because of the sales team, and we need to help support them. I love working with the sales team, and sometimes they have a sales team and sometimes they don't. And when they do, it's I'm here to serve you. Here's the plan I put together with the CEO. If that doesn't meet your needs, we'll throw it out and we'll go back to the drawing board to make sure that we are truly a partnership to achieve sales. Did that answer your question, Dave?
For sure, that comes up a lot in discussions among those of us in fractional, right? Uh, that's an ongoing, subject of conversation, right?
There's always friction with sales and marketing, and anything you can do to remove that barrier to achieve top line is huge. I've scrapped campaigns if they didn't like it.
So, when thinking about your client load, I think a lot of fractionals experience the boom seasons and the bust seasons. You can either get caught in the trap of saying yes to too many and you're stretched really thin, or it's a dry spell. You're having a hard time landing business, you're not busy enough. That compared to a day job in which you're guaranteed 40 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. Um, that's difficult territory. Can you talk a little bit about handling some of those different seasons in your experience?
Wow, that's an incredible question. And it will happen to everybody because it has happened to me multiple times. So you need to assess. And I assess at the end of every week, at the end of every month. And it could be, wow, I'm a little bit light. Okay, reach out to your community, ask for help, ask for referrals so you can make sure that your pipeline is strong. And it's also clear that you set how many clients are you comfortable handling. In my clients, some only need me 1 hour a week and some up to 10. So having that good mix, so you know ahead of time. So if you say, I'm a little oversubscribed, that's okay because it's a short period of time, and let people know I'm not open. I'm fully committed, or I need help. I have too much. Did that answer your question? And there may be a situation where you have too many clients that you need to have help on your existing clients. Raising your hand to ask for help is an incredible thing that us fractionals must do well.
Well, I think a part of the piece of that is having a really strong web of fractionals around you, so that when someone comes to you in those moments where you are spread thin, having reliable resources to pass off and say, I can't take this on right now, but I've got another CMO that I know will do great work for you. And I think that helps all boats rise, right? We all have to be in it for each other to some degree, to really support in that way.
Absolutely. And it's on the resource side. Exactly. That's why I'm a solo entrepreneur. So when a client needs a thing, I have resources of people. You're not hiring overhead and getting into long-term contracts. That's another value that fractionals offer because we know people.
Hey, I have just one last question, which relates to Jessica. How do you know when your job is finished and it's time to exit and let the client sort of handle it on his or her own? That when do you know it's time to break up?
I get that. People ask that a lot. And I love it when clients graduate from me. Because when they're with me a longer period of time, then I feel like I'm a W-2 employee. Then you know what? You need to bring in full-time people. So I love planning of here's how long I think we should be partnering together. I will not leave you if you still need me, but that's okay. That's the journey of life. And I feel that I'm successful when it's an exit because I've set them up for success.
Amen to that. I'm very much in your in the same mindset. I mean, it's my wife's my wife would like us to be a little bit of a longer uh engagement, typically. But I think that a thought of, this is our job is to teach him to fish, right? And then be able to go off and do something else.
And I also position it, hey, just because you're not paying anymore, I'm still here. I get questions. Hey, remember when we did that presentation? Remember when can you dig it up for me? Of course, I'm here to support you.
Jessica Kelley, thank you so much for being a part of this. We really appreciate it. We're just getting this ramped up, and so we're excited about talking to people like you who have been in the fractional world for a lot longer than many of us. So, for those of you watching, please reach out. Let us know what you think on our YouTube channel or our LinkedIn page. So we hope that we'll see you again soon. Take care. Have a good day.